Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers have more information about the seller and the business to help them make a buying decision. Before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of this business. It's an Amazon FBA business created in December of 2017 in the electronics, cryptocurrency, and technology niches. The average monthly revenue for the business is $42,729 and makes an average of $12,475 per month in net profit. The assets included in the sale are an Amazon Seller Central account with 28 SKUs, domain and all site content and files, supplier relationships, eBay account, Walmart account, WooCommerce account, social media accounts and pages, which include Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube, trademarks, and just as a disclaimer, inventory is not normally included in the list price, but further details can be provided to unlockers. So for everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 62928 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So that's a brief overview of the business for sale. Let's hear from the seller with me today. So welcome to the show, Eddie. How are you doing today?
Nick, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Well, Eddie, I'm looking forward to learning more about you and your business. So to start us off, can you tell me a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
So I actually don't have too much of a background in online. I spent a lot of time selling on Kijiji. And before this, I built a WooCommerce website. It was actually in the 3D filament space, so kind of niches are what I always look for. And I built it up, but it kind of ended up fizzling out. We didn't have too much money behind it. It was a great experience on WooCommerce, understanding how much you actually have to invest when it comes to updating all those plugins and PHP updates. That's why I really prefer working on Amazon FBA. But I literally had no background, and I decided just to hit up all marketplaces when I opened the business. And then when I did open the business, because we're in the cryptocurrency space, we actually weren't able to advertise on Google and Facebook because this was in early 2018, late 2017. There was a lot of these fake coins coming out, and we just deal with physical products. We're never in the software space. I have no idea how to code, do any of that. But because of what was going on, we couldn't actually advertise on Google. We couldn't advertise on social media, but we could apply to Amazon. And if we couldn't advertise on Google, there's no way anybody's just going to find us and go to our WooCommerce website. So Amazon, the whole idea at the beginning was, okay, we can make campaigns. I have no idea what I'm doing. I never did any PPC before, but I can start with these automatic campaigns, figure out how they work, how I can extract keywords from them and do my own manual campaigns just by listening to podcasts and other sellers kind of while I'm sitting there packaging and labeling for hours. At the beginning, you do everything yourself and just listening to advice on these podcasts as I'm working away. And Amazon was kind of the platform for us at the beginning because we had no experience, just a little eBay, a little Kijiji, a little bit of WooCommerce, kind of dipped my toe in everything, and Amazon just stuck. And the whole idea was let it go out to all these potential clients on Amazon because they're going to shop there first. It's the best place to go. No question about it. And if they like us, maybe they'll come to our website because we never started with the generic labels from Amazon. I had barcodes and custom packaging with our brand and our website and our information from day one. So you already knew that, our packaging was a little bit above the standard quality. What's our product going to be like? And then maybe they can come to us direct. But we were just trying everything. There was literally no background, just decided to do it. It was a great opportunity at the time. We were in the height of the market before we were in the low of the market. And in the height, we took advantage of it and invested in a bunch of products because we thought it was the thing to do. And then the market dipped and Google and Facebook said bye-bye. So it was definitely stressful, but we made it through. And, we're here today after listening to hundreds of Empire Flippers podcasts while I was sitting thinking about like, am I going to close down this month? Am I going to, Eddie, one more month, 2 more months, listening to podcasts, just working, So it's, literally no background. And we just decided to give it a shot and it worked.
That's awesome. And yes, you certainly have made it through. And man, you've mentioned quite a few things here. So I think I was just thinking about how you started from WooCommerce and you went to Amazon FBA. And I think most people, well, a lot of people who are in the Amazon FBA space, at least now, they only know Amazon FBA. And like maybe they might outsource the packaging and maybe not even pay too much attention to that part. But I think it sounds like you brought your experience from WooCommerce and you were actually forced to go into Amazon FBA and not continue down that path. But you brought a lot of the strengths about branding and packaging from that experience into this. So that's awesome.
The only other thing I would add to that in terms of background was my job when I was 16 years old at Staples. And that was literally gave me that whole competitive edge on the packaging and understanding that, Staples didn't make money off selling that HP printer. They made money from the Staples brand paper, from the Staples brand, cable, from the Staples brand ink. Like they made money from taking something that is out there, but just it's their brand. They can give it to you maybe a buck off the main brand, but it's still that good quality. And that was really, it always stuck with me. So when I wanted to go online, I wanted to make a point. If I'm going to be with all these other Amazon sellers kind of within this electronic space, there's a lot of competition. Why would they choose me? And it's only because like we're a real North American brand and we're here at this time zone. You can reach us, you can call us. We have a physical address. We're not just an Amazon seller. Like we actually have a warehouse and an address. You can come. We were doing pickups at the beginning until we realized it's just better. Just let's go FBA all day. Well, it took a couple of years to realize that. But yeah, so definitely like that Staples job and just that one little WooCommerce website that didn't work. That was the experience.
That's a very good point. It's almost like you're describing, it's kind of like saying a well-branded commodity almost. Well, it's like your product could be positioned as a commodity, but you're creating an experience that doesn't allow your customer to think to position your product as just a commodity. It's a brand, it's a branded product. So yeah, I can certainly see how your experience at Staples would have helped like influence how you design your products that you're designing now.
Absolutely. It was to keep it simple, keep it clean. And when they call, pick up the phone. That's that simple. That's all you have to do. Give people a local number. I gave everybody a 1-800 number. And when you called, believe me, I picked up the phone 7 days a week. I didn't have a call center. It was me. Yeah. I was the logistics. I was the call center. I was the sales. I was the operation, everything, right?
I'm sure that surprised a lot of people too, seeing if there would be somebody on the other side of that phone number.
Because normally on these electronic products, all across the board on Amazon, a lot of the time it's coming straight from the source. So who are you calling? There's a 12-hour time difference, across the ocean. No one's answering the phone, maybe, but you're not getting that same kind of experience. And when you need somebody at 10 a.m. your time, we're here. So that was really important, even though because of Amazon and they're essentially like becoming the new FedEx, with their planes and their own logistics. We have clients all over the world, That's just the space that we're in. We dominate North America, but because of Amazon.com, and they're able to ship worldwide for clients, and we don't have to deal with international shipping from Canada, which is very expensive, and it just kills it because we're not selling $5,000 items. It's, we're on Amazon there, we're in our space. So yeah, definitely being on Amazon.com, it helped us really grow. And I feel like investing your time right now into FBA is the thing to do for any e-commerce seller because we're on Walmart, but it's not it, man. Walmart, eBay. If you have your own unique thing where you can pull off Amazon, amazing for you. But if you're in the space, you're a commodity, especially if you're not on Amazon, people aren't checking for your stuff, man, unless you're getting it in the store downstairs.
Yeah. Walmart's trying to become relevant. They're certainly trying.
I'm waiting for them to, but how long is it going to take? Amazon has too much dominance,
All right, so lots of great stuff going on with this business. So I guess the second question then is, why are you deciding to sell it now instead of keeping it and growing it?
Well, I've actually been growing this business while running another business and having a full-time job. I started this Amazon business with another business a few months before it. And just because of the, just being in that space of more of, an advisor consulting, I was able to start an Amazon business because I set my own hours. It was phone and email, so I could do both at the same time. I could build this Amazon brand, and Monday to Friday, I could also build this business. And then during COVID, I actually got a little bit stumped in my other business outside of Amazon, and I found an amazing full-time job in sales, locally, phenomenal, no ceiling, like great opportunity. And I just think it's time to double down because on top of that, I also have a baby on the way and we're a family business. And, right now, wifey is the operations manager and she's doing all the heavy lifting. When the pallets come, like she's packing it, she's prepping it for UPS. And, with the baby coming before the end of the year, I mean, now is the time. Every year, we've always been building it to sell this business, thanks to like Empire Flipper podcasts and other podcasts, listening to people speak about the exit. That's always been the ultimate idea. Like, look, let me build it up to a certain point and let somebody take it from here. Because going back to your first question, I have no background. So do I want to continue to be this e-commerce specialist for the rest of my life? I don't know. I really loved the space and I took a shot and I fell in love with it. But I need somebody now to take it to the next level who wants to do it 50 hours a week, because I don't want to do it 50 hours a week. I'm having a great time in my full-time job and with my baby on the way. I want to do that 60 hours a week, and there's nothing against my business. First, it was tripling. Now it's doubling every year in sales, and profitability also tripled from start to now, so like we've really been able to become a profitable company. And right now we're at the point where all you got to do is restock. Everything is done. It's turnkey. Everything is optimized to 2022 standards. There's still a ton of opportunity, but it's literally just about restocking and expanding within the current products, like just different variations. That's what it is. You don't even have to think too much outside the box at this moment. You just have to keep expanding and keep that restock, and you'd still be able to grow. But we want somebody to also take it off Amazon because there's just a ton of opportunity. And maybe I'm just a little bit burnt because they banned me when I started it a month before I launched it. Maybe I'm a little bit sour, but I don't want to give them $1. I don't think they deserve it. So it's like, if they don't want my business, no problem. I need somebody who understands that as well. Obviously I'm joking. I just don't have any experience in Google SEO and Facebook marketing, and nor do I want to spend my time in that at the moment. So I just need somebody to 10 times it. I'm looking for somebody who sees the value in it once we actually get to unlock it and show him exactly what it is that we do and what kind of a powerful brand he's buying. Because I think we're the only ones in North America doing what we do. And, globally, I'm sure there's a couple of competition, but, I've been to all these trade shows in our space. I don't see anybody like us. So I need somebody to really take it off Amazon. Like, we belong on the shelf at Walmart. We belong, at the shelf on some of these big brand name, electronic outlets. Our packaging is ready. I already have the holes in them to be put on the shelves because staples, that's, right?
Yeah.
I want it when you get it from Amazon, you're like, it's not a clear Ziploc bag. Like, it's full packaging, It's just like anything else. It's not a see-through bag. It's real packaging like you bought it at the store. So I need somebody to put it in the store, deal with the brick and mortar, deal with the WooCommerce, like really get direct to the consumers, because they all reach out to us and we send them to Amazon because we just don't want to deal with it unless it's wholesale, Let Amazon deal with the shipping and the returns and all that. Let FBA take care of those little orders, but we need somebody who wants to deal with them, because we're just leaving money on the table because of my full-time job. Because I'm not there 40 hours a week, there's a lot of opportunity, but we're still been able to be a, pretty successful and profitable business up to this point.
Yeah, certainly sounds like you have a lot going on, and I can...
Everybody tells me that, man. Is that bad or no?
No, I think it's what helps you be successful in this game, I think, to be able to handle all those things. It's also, I think, what makes, when I hear somebody say, I loved the building part, but taking it to the next level requires something else. I think that's from experience, and just, it's kind of maybe it's a sense of entrepreneur wisdom to know that. So yeah, I think knowing when it's time to pass on the business, it's a sign of wisdom. So I understand what you're doing and why you're deciding to sell at this point. So we actually answered quite a few of these other questions. So you might want to, I invite you to either repeat some of the other things that you said, or if there's anything else that you didn't mention before. But my question is, you've built this up to a level of success. What did you learn from building this that just seemed to work? I know we talked about kind of the focus on packaging and not allowing it to be seen as a commodity from your experience at Staples. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about that you think that contributed to the success of this business?
I think just my discipline contributed to the success of the business, just in general. And I really don't care if it fails, because before this, it wasn't just the other WooCommerce. None of them are fails, but let's just, you either win or you lose. You learn from all the failures. They're all good. Failures is a positive thing for me because nobody's failed more than me. I have a full handbook of it. And that's really what I learned, is that like it doesn't matter. Like, let's just go for it. If it works, it works. I stuck it through. I kept thinking I would get knocked out. I stuck it through. I don't know why, but I just felt like, you know what, this is going to click. It's just a matter of time. And you know what? It clicked. It was crazy. So that's definitely what I learned, is that my discipline, perseverance, like it's just me that got through it, because I had to do everything until it made enough money to actually hire people to help, hire professionals. And another thing I learned on that note is how to properly delegate and build a business and not be an employee, because I was zero paid, like not underpaid, no payment, overworked employee, 80 hours a week, 7 days a week, hustling nonstop, trying to make it work, not eating anything from it, just putting more money into it because I believed in it. Yeah, definitely learned a lot from this experience, man. It taught me about myself. It taught me about why you just got to stick it through. And if you guys can, and you're building a new business, if you're not going to get into this one and you want to build your own from scratch, don't pay yourself for 3 years and see what happens. And if you don't pay yourself for 3 years and you're still making money and growing every year, you're going to make it. Like, don't quit your full-time job. If you can keep a main income and build this, that's what it takes, because you cannot pay yourself for the first couple of years. So this business already made it through that hump where we have two VAs working, two PPC managers working. We had now obviously no operations manager because she's, on mat leave. Now, we're already stocked up. So that's the beauty of the FBA business. It comes and goes. You can either send it direct if that's how you do it, or like us, we have a warehouse. We like to QC it, pull random products, because we have our own packaging, we have our name on it. I need to make sure that, let me make sure it's not all wrinkled up, cut up before it goes to Amazon. I'll give it a quick look over.
Nice. A lot of golden tips here. Was there anything that you tried then with this business that didn't work?
A lot of ASINs that didn't work, because I didn't realize at the beginning Amazon is a grocery store, and the purpose isn't to think about it as being your website where they're going to come and check out with you. They can take from 3 other sellers and a couple of your things and have it all ship at the same time. So I tried a lot of ASINs because I thought, okay, this kind of completes the package, going back to Staples. Okay, let me try to get them from all angles. But not everything is profitable. And if it's not profitable, I had to learn the hard way that you have to sometimes ship it back to your facility and try to liquidate it on eBay if that works. Or there's definitely a lot of ASINs that didn't work. There's definitely a lot of campaigns that didn't work. There's a lot. There's nothing but mistakes. But the SKUs that we have now, they're the heavy hitters.
Those are the battle-tested ones, yeah.
Oh my God, scars and everything. And they're just, yeah, we dominated. And our focus is always on variations, You always got to keep it within and just kind of don't think too hard outside the box, But obviously, I'm willing to break it down even more once they unlock it and jump on a call.
Yeah, and I think it's good to hear, though, that these products they have been tested and they've weathered the storms. And taking an example from a website, the websites that go through the Google algorithm updates and they survive the storm, maybe they even thrive through it, those are the ones that are seen as more resilient from the perspective of a buyer. Taking that to an e-commerce perspective, these products where maybe many other products have been launched alongside it, and these are the ones that have done really well, those similarly are seen as the more resilient products that are more likely to last into the future. I'd see that as a positive sign that you have tested multiple products and you've confirmed that it's not a fluke. These are the ones that are here to stay.
Day one ASINs on there, a couple that we added from 2 years ago, maybe 3, and we kind of just multiplied it because we're in a business where, you can buy, I don't know, multiples. So that's kind of the variations, right? Just like you can buy 1 T-shirt or 3 T-shirts, it's different pricing. So we noticed that our, on one hand, you have business pricing, but you could also save yourself the hassle and just bundle things together. So that's definitely, the key to us and why we have almost 1,000 reviews for everything, if not more. Like, I don't know, I need to double check, but it definitely helps to work that way. And that's why all of our products right now, there's nothing being tested on our store. Everything already has scars and it works.
Nice. Well, I wanted to bring up, to kind of take this in another direction, I wanted to bring up the different sales channels that you have going, because I know this is an Amazon FBA business, but I also know that you have an eBay account, Walmart account, and you have your own website. Did you want to talk a little bit about how traffic is generated? And I know that you mentioned this is primarily organic as well. But did you want to just touch on the different revenue channels, maybe your portion of B2C and B2B sales as well? I mean, you don't have to be too specific with it, but just maybe touch on the B2B part.
Yeah, so B2B is, we see reports on a weekly basis and we break down, what's the percentage of B2B sales, because we have business pricing and versus just regular. And it always floats between sometimes 30, sometimes 50%. We've had clients obviously hit us up. That's why we wanted to go with the packaging, like I said at the beginning, because that was the goal. Let's bypass Google. Let's get it in people's hands, and then they'll hit us up and go on our website. But yeah, with WooCommerce, it started off at the beginning. There was a lot of traffic, and I was spending a lot of time advertising the website locally on Kijiji and every single province, and going on Craigslist and going on whatever I could to just on one of those classified listings to post our products. So maybe they'll come to our website. So we don't have to pay these crazy fees on eBay, 15% at the time. And that's all we were trying to do, is how do we sell with the less fees? But I didn't realize that FBA is really the key until later. But WooCommerce is already built up with blogs, and we've been on Google and we have 5-star ratings. So we've been in the space now, and the domain is probably, I don't know these things. Obviously, I'm not a Google specialist, but I'm sure it's when it's around for 5 years and it's 5-star and it's it's kind of vetted now with Google. So if you actually put some money behind it, it's going to fly. It's not a brand new thing. You've been on Google Analytics now for 5 years. So there's that. And then with eBay, we're 5-star seller. I'm spending brain power. You only have so much bandwidth. I stopped spending like that bandwidth on trying to get business on eBay, WooCommerce, and even Walmart, because Walmart in Canada, you can't even do any campaigns. It's just there to be there. So that's how it is until they get their shit together, man. Sorry. Yeah. So with these other platforms, when I got to full time in September 2020, I stopped. I just stopped caring. I just said, you know what? I'm going to focus 100% FBA, because otherwise I'm going to have to sell this business right now, and I'm not ready to. I still have growing to do, and I didn't have help at that time, like not physical help. I had the VAs at the time and I had the PPC managers, but physically somebody still had to, get these products ready for FBA. Like, you actually have to do it. So I would go to work during the day, go to my warehouse in the evening time, go to my warehouse on the weekends. And, after 10 months of that with the new full time, just got burnt out, man. Yeah, I can't do this anymore. It just has to be big restocks to FBA and let that thing just turn. I can't spend time on eBay. So it's there, it's set up. We spent a couple of years on there selling. We're 5-star. And I had to stop. I just decided to pull back because I just didn't have the time. So it's literally there for the taking. You just start the car, It's only been off for 2 years just because I just don't have the time. And what happens is we'll still get organic orders on there even if we don't try. So I had to take off the ability to even buy anything on WooCommerce because I don't want to deal with any of that. And then you have to do that third-party fulfillment with Amazon. Yeah, it's not worth the logistics, It's not worth it. There's only so many hours in the day,
Well, it sounds like you have lots of potential assets that a buyer could just leverage, and even someone who already had the logistics capacity if they wanted to do that. But that's just an addition on top of what you currently have going, which is purely, at this point, Amazon FBA. So I know we talked about this part, though, that at this point, it's mostly automated as far as inventory management. Can you talk a little bit about the type of work and the amount of work that you do on this business for maintenance at this point?
Yeah. We're actually, by the way, in the process of implementing inventory management system and CRM and all that, which, we could also maybe discuss with the potential buyer if they want to take that over. We don't know. We're stuck with the contract, right? It doesn't matter on our situation. They don't care. They want their money. We're setting that up. So that's going to make it even less work, is why I'm saying that, because whether we charge or don't charge or throw it in as well, along with the other platforms, we could discuss that. That would make it, from the 5 hours a week to maybe 1, because it would automatically pull the data from Amazon and send it to the vendors. They would send them a PO. So it would just be, you need this product in 60 days, we know that. And by the way, the beauty about our products is 90% of our products are air freight, not sea freight. So when you need it, you got it in 20 days, not 90 days.
Yep.
And when things need to be made and shipped and then restocked to Amazon, sometimes your money is tied up for 6 months before your product sells. With the majority of our ASINs, they're already at Amazon next month. So that's the key advantage to us. That's why I focus on the ASINs that I focus on. And once they unlock it, they'll be able to really understand what I'm talking about. But air freight, the majority of our products are air freight.
Nice. That's awesome. So let's talk about the opportunities kind of looking into the future. If you were to keep the business, what are some ways that you would try to grow it?
So the first thing I would do is focus on the variations. Like there's definitely expansion into the existing line that needs to be done. And I can provide a full list with detail to the buyer exactly what I would do. They can take it, they don't need to take it. It's up to them. They might know what's best or maybe have another brand where this complements them. By all means, I just want to help grow it. But definitely expanding into like the existing product line, there's a ton of ASINs that they can add to literally double up. It's the time, it's the energy, it's the effort that needs to be there for them. The next is going to be to take the advertising a step up with DSP. We haven't done any of that. Really, we haven't done any videos either. So there's huge opportunity just within Amazon. Outside of Amazon, as I mentioned, WooCommerce, eBay, Walmart, if you know what you're doing, please kill it. I need somebody to kill it and, really take it to the next level. And then brick and mortar, because the packaging is done. And, you guys are going to be getting my contacts for all my suppliers and my packaging company as well, which is integrated with my suppliers. So they all work with each other and know each other now after 5 years. And we order the packaging and the product and they ship it and it all in sync. And, it's a well-oiled machine. So just that being said, it's going to be easy to really expand and get into any other product that you need to get into brick and mortar, because, if you need to change the packaging around or have different products, you don't need to have that resource. We can give you everything, all of our contacts, but brick and mortar is the place to go. Like this, it needs to be in outlets, like big brand name outlets, because the packaging is already there. There's nothing to do. And then the other opportunity I would say is to throw some money behind Google Ads and social media and make some content. And we kind of just started messing around ourselves, and a few things hit on TikTok pretty big, a few million views. But really, we don't have a team behind that. It's just me and the family. And none of us are marketers. Like, I'm a sales guy. She's operations. We're not the marketing type. So there's a whole lot of opportunity to take this brand that we built organically over the last 5 years and actually take it to the next level in every single aspect you can think of. And in terms of running it, all you got to make sure is that you keep restock. That's it. Right now, it's just about, hey, when do we need stock? When should we order it? Let's make sure we have it and keep it going. Like, it's a 365 business. It's not seasonal. And the clients, they all come for more. It's a repeat business.
Yeah, definitely sounds like there's a lot of opportunity for growth here. Of course, with any opportunities, there's also risks with any business model. So, Eddie, what do you think are the biggest risks with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
I work for Jeff, I like to say. And like we all do, God bless him for giving us the opportunity to sell on Amazon. God bless him. We sent him to space. No, honestly, I'm joking, but like the opportunity with Amazon is amazing. And on the other hand, you're at their mercy. You see an email from Amazon, your heart drops for half a second, and then you're like, oh, reports are ready for download. Whew, my tax invoice is ready. Oh, God. Thank God, because we've all been there, if you've been around for a couple of years, where customers don't want to pay for return shipping because they didn't read and they bought the wrong thing. And then your listing gets banned and you have to appeal it for 6 months. But then you ultimately get it if you're lucky, or you have to ship 1,000 units back. So you're at the mercy of Amazon. The thing about us is, we focus on our market. We're niche and they can come into any space, obviously. But I see them focusing on much bigger things. Like, it's definitely better for them to focus on these Echoes and all these. Our products, I don't see Amazon coming after us. I just see, because we're in the electronic space, you always have to be careful of them. And that's why we focus on having everything UL approved. And, if we can get CSA approved at the same time. So it's definitely focused on quality products, because we're in the electronic space. There's a little bit more of random bot emails from Amazon. So that's the only risk, but that's really the risk for anybody selling in the space. Like, you're at their mercy. But in terms of a chip shortage, we don't have that risk. In terms of our products being low in supply, obviously we had waves a couple of years ago, like everybody did 2 years ago. But because we're also air freight, we don't have our products stuck at ports for a month waiting to be loaded on to the train and brought over. We don't deal with that. And when things are jamming up at the airport, we ship it direct and we still make money because we have profitable products. We've been able to build up our profit over the time with a lot of organic sales, even on Amazon, because we concentrate on brand first. And when you do that, clients just come back to you. They just reorder. They don't need to charge you for a click anymore because the client is just pressing reorder again. And that's our strength, Yeah, we have the same risk as anybody. Sorry, I love our business. So, I'll be here for hours going in circles, man.
The risk, as you mentioned, about just selling on Amazon. Yeah, if anybody is listening to this who has experience with Amazon, they're well aware. That doesn't just apply to this business. It's every business on Amazon FBA. So makes sense. Okay. Well, a few questions to wrap this up, just some housekeeping questions. How much support are you willing to offer a new buyer?
The majority of listings had 30 days. So I decided to give 90 days. Obviously, they can call me, email me, text me, WhatsApp, whatever they want. If my eyes are open, I'm reachable. I'm in sales. It's a 7-day-a-week job. I'm always up. I'm always ready to talk. And as I mentioned, I do want to see this business 10 times for the buyer. Like, I'm not trying to pawn off a business. I want to give it to somebody who appreciates it and wants it to grow. And if they message me in a year and have a question, I'm there for them. So yeah, 90-day support. But just know that I built this with blood, sweat, and tears. I want to see it grow. So if you need to hit me up down the road and you have a question and there's something I can do to help, by all means.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next question. Would you commit to a non-compete on the business after it's sold?
Yeah, for sure. I have no plans being in the e-commerce break. I need just a break. I'm really killing it right now in the full-time job. And I still have that other business going that I started before Amazon in the consulting world, and it's going well too. Like, it's picking back up now that things are kind of calming down and we can meet face to face again. Yeah, I just want to focus on a little bit of face to face. I was great during the time, especially the last couple of years we had. Couldn't have been a better time to build and grow an Amazon brand, with all the suffering and all that going on. Like, I'm happy something kind of like blossomed from, out of it. Like, we were actually able to do something positive and it fed a lot of people in our family. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay. And are you open to something like an earnout?
No, I just want to buy out. Let's figure out what works. Let me help you. Easy transition. Like I mentioned, everybody, like, I literally just have to send a message to the vendors and I'm there to walk you through it. And it's all just about restocking at this point until they get comfortable and they want to actually start flipping on a couple switches. At the beginning, they can just coast and everything will be okay. Especially we're getting into a busier time. So it's actually the perfect time for them. Like, our best seasons, I would say, are coming up.
I think you're already answering the next question then, which is putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer. Why do you think this is a business worth buying? I mean, I know we've just talked about a ton of different reasons. Is there any main reason or anything you wanted to revisit that we talked about?
It's a good time to buy because, the space is only getting more legitimate by the day. And when we started out, we were kind of like, if Google and Facebook are telling you can't advertise, you're a cowboy. So you kind of during those days. And now that everything is being more legitimate in that space and we're actually a solidified brand within that space, yeah, it's definitely a great time to buy for somebody who has the energy, time, and passion to do it, because I just don't at the moment. I don't, and it deserves better than that. So it just literally needs somebody who has that time and wants to do it and focus full time on e-commerce and growing this business. They just need to take it. And right now it's only going to get better. And everybody I talk to, they're telling me, why, Eddie, what's wrong with you? It's hard to understand, but sometimes it's kind of what you mentioned earlier. You mentioned something about, that's the wisdom of being an entrepreneur. You're able to make the decision that it's time to kind of like, pass it on to somebody. And this is the first business, aside from the other ongoing one, that didn't fail for me. This business made it. And this business is at the point where, I'm able to ask for over $500,000 for it. And to me, that's something powerful. And yeah, we can keep it going for another couple of years and keep sweating it out. And maybe we can ask for 2 million for it, 5 million for it, whatever, right? But the point is just to see it at this point succeed and still maintain. What if we do it for another year? And, like, it's so easy just to get tired. And especially with, baby on the way, more priorities. I think right now is the time for somebody to take it and really grow it, because we're killing it right now. So I don't want to be that person to hand off a business that's on its way out. I want to give you a business that's on its way up. And I just need somebody with more fuel than me right now in this space to just turn it up a notch.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I know we just talked about a ton here, but is there anything that you'd like to add that you think I might have missed during the interview?
No, not at all. Just hit that unlock button. Make sure you got the funds in your bank account, because they'll ask you. And let's set up a call, man. I'm ready to talk. I'm an open book. This has been an amazing interview with you, Nick. Very hard for me, because I love just getting into the nitty gritty and telling you all the ins and outs. And I love it. If I had 48 hours a day, I wouldn't be selling this business, but I only have 24 and I got to sleep a little bit. So that's why, book a call. Let's talk. I want to break it down to you guys. And yeah, I appreciate it, man. Looking forward to hearing from a few potential buyers.
Yeah, absolutely. And back at you. This has been a great conversation. So I think, as you put it, the next step would be to unlock the listing. So I think for the sake of this interview, I'm going to wrap this up here. So Eddie, thanks so much for sharing your story and joining us on today's episode. And yeah, I do hope your business is purchased in the near future and by the perfect buyer.
I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 62928. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.